Hey, what's up guys, it's Fish here and welcome back to another Warhammer 2 custom map battle replay sent in to me by my Discord. If you guys want to be a part of these battles, then make sure to go ahead and join my Discord down below. The link will be in the description and you can be a part of these custom map battles and getting good replays that you can send in, and maybe you'll even appear in one of these battles. So today we have the Lizardmen up against the High Elf / Wood Elves. There we are using a mod which goes ahead and adds Wood Elf units into the High Elves, because this was recorded before Mortal Empires, I believe. So we have the High Elves and Wood Elves coming together to take on the Lizardmen in this great looking custom map city. It's really different to what I've seen before, and I really like the way that the modder has kind of like flooded the ground just slightly, obviously due to all these waterfalls. I'm just going to click play whilst I start the intro. You know, kind of just flooding all these waterfalls down into the city streets, and it just kind of makes it some interesting gameplay. So hopefully we'll have a good battle. What we'll do is we'll quickly run through the army comps, or like the specific units people are bringing, or I should say the more important units that people are bringing, kind of I guess the battle plans as well. So over on this right flank for the High Elves, we have a bunch of Dragon Princes and other elite units, along with Sea Guard and also a Star Dragon as well. So that's the best dragon you can get, and they are making their way down this right flank. There's a little kind of wooded area they can make their way through to make up and hit the Lizardmen army. The Lizardmen army, ready to stop them though, is 3 units of the Saurus Spears, and they're also supported by a pretty large amount of Horn ones, which are very deadly. I believe they are armor piercing. Yeah, they are armor piercing and armored and shield themselves. So they've also got some skink cohorts supporting them behind that. And then finally, if they need to deploy more, they have some Temple Guard and some more of these Bastiladons and Carnosaurs. So a really strong kind of left defense here if they need to kind of commit that much. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw more of the Lizardmen sending troops over on this right side, as I think this right side is going to be where the main fight is taking place. Then for the rest of the Lizardmen force, we have some skink cohorts. They're going to be supported in the back by some skink chiefs, and also I imagine lots of artillery with the Stegodons, as well as the ancient Stegodon there as well. Then the main bulk of the Lizardmen army is going to be made up of these Temple Guard, the elite Saurus warriors, and then also some Hormone cavalry, and I imagine lots more abominations due to the Croxagors and the Stegodons and other stuff like that. You can see they're also pushing Carnosaurs around that right flank. Then if we take a look at the final part of the High Elf / Wood Elf army, on their front lines they have some of the Wood Elf Way Watchers. These guys are currently holding up in the woods. We also have some Phoenix Guard, and they're going to be supported by some Sea Guard and also some of the Gate Guard, I think, and the Sword Masters with lots of artillery. And again, I really love this way the city is set up, because there's only so many ways into it, into like these defensive positions here. You can only really get up off of the ground from going up these stairs, so the enemy can't just straight up walk over here. It's a really nice kind of way. Then on the right flank we have more, the left flank I guess I should say, we have some more Dryads along with loads more of the Treekin and also Durf, or just a Tree Man actually, Durf, who is not leading them. And then finally we also have some Way Watchers, and they're going to be supported by some more High Elf Spears. So let's go and get this battle started. I think the first thing we're going to see is these Phoenixes. Are they going to be dropping their explosive bombs, or are they going to be going straight into the combat? Let's take a look. Does look like they're going to be dropping their explosive bombs. Getting some good hits off. Obviously, these are only skinks and not really doing too much damage, if I'm honest. I was expecting more damage, but maybe because this is all water, the Phoenix kind of shots don't really do too much. We also have Mazdamundi. Look how great that looks. Mazdamundi is just looking out over the battlefield. That looks amazing. I like that a lot. Because again, as I said, you can only make your way up onto these platforms through these stairs. So it's kind of like a choke pointy base, but also not really. I think the Lizardmen are going to have to obviously come to the High Elves though. Like, they're going to have to come to the High Elves and the Wood Elves, just because of the amount of range they have at their disposal. I mean, they even have a bunch of these artillery pieces about to set up. Yeah, and you can see the Eagle bolt throwers are now shooting. I'm actually going to be hitting Mazdamundi. Getting him down early is going to be great. Do we have any engagements over here? We don't quite yet, but the Lizardmen are being pretty aggressive by the waterfall. And we do have some more reinforcements. The Sword Masters and the Sea Guard being pushed up. I imagine we'll see the Sea Guard unloading their arrows onto the Skinks. Also, with Star Dragon traversing the territory. Make our way back. We can really see the Archer Fire starting to come off now. And I think this is going to have to preempt the Lizardmen in charging forward. Luckily, it's only Skinks getting hit at the moment, so nothing really too expensive. But I mean, already look at Mazdamundi's health. He's losing like that. He's chipping away slowly but surely at his HP. And then we obviously also have all the other infantry as well. I mean, just look at the amount of archer fire coming in right now. it definitely adds up, and you'll be able to see the numbers really start to drop. Luckily, these are Temple Guard, but even the Temple Guard are starting to lose a fair amount of their men. The Skinks are throwing their poison darts or their poison javelins at these Phoenixes again, taking them down slightly. But even the Hawk Riders are doing a great job. Well, this map is really cool. I love the way that there's loads of choke points, also all this woodland as well. Makes it really, really interesting as we're about to get our first bit of engagement, as we do have the Phoenix Guard charging up against the Skink cohorts. We also have a Sun Dragon coming down as well, and the Sun Dragon should be ripping apart, but I mean, they're going to be getting their revenge very soon as the Skink Chief and the Ancient Stegodon makes its way up. Obviously, just to be pretty careful though, not to harass the Phoenix Guard. The Phoenix Guard are obviously extremely good. We also have the Dryads as well over here fighting against the Treemen. And then also the Tree Kin about to come flying in against the Temple Guard. That's awesome to see Tree Kin up against Temple Guard. Beautiful. And we're going to be getting plenty more battles like this in the future. Now Mortal Empires is out. We just have to wait for more of a custom map to be updated, and then we can go ahead and do more of them, which is going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to that. So the entire battle line has now been drawn. We can really see the Archer Fire is still causing a lot of damage, though, in the back ranks. You know, even though these Temple Guard are supporting, these Dryads are really, really cheap and not really even that good. So they're kind of almost acting as like a Skaven front line now, and just holding the expensive enemy units in place, whilst the archers just, you know, hammer away at their front lines. And then if you happen to hit a Dryad here or there, it's kind of okay. You know, you don't really care too much, especially with all this artillery coming in as well. I mean, just look at the damage going off on that front line. It's pretty gruesome. Over on the right flank as well, we have got this battle engaged. Balance of power wise, the numbers are dropping for both sides fairly quickly. And the Lizardmen, I imagine, have not yet deployed all their elite units. Let's have a look, actually, as this right side. We have the Hornmons going up against the Swordmasters. That's probably a good engagement for them. The front line has looked like it's been crushed, though, by the Swordmasters. However, a large amount of units are still left in reserve here. We have a crazy amount of Temple Guard and Feral Carnosaurs, which I think will make all the difference in this battle. It really, really will. I also want to take a look at the engagement over here, because I want to see how the Temple Guard are doing on this side, because they obviously have a lot of Carnosaurs. The Treeman is helping out, but they are simply up against just normal Spearmen. The High Elf Spearmen will struggle in this engagement, even with magic support, which it does look like they are getting. I think they are really, really going to struggle here, because the Carnosaurs just seem to do so much damage to all the infantry. But I mean, the Treeman does look like it's holding its own. It just needs more Temple Guard in. Feral Carnosaur has now gone feral and berserk. The High Elf Archers are just being allowed to volley. And I think the Lizardmen have enough. They need to like, kind of move all these Pterodons to go and hit these guys, maybe, would be a great idea. But it's so difficult to achieve that, just because most of the archers for the High Elves just have spears anyway. So it's really difficult to achieve that. I think they're going to really have to rely on their beasts, on these Croxagors, on the Feral Carnosaurs to do the damage. Does look like these Croxagors are actually routing as well. That's really good. I mean, balance of power is still in the favor of the... Oh, actually kind of slightly in the favor of the High Elves now. Yeah, we really need some big magic from Mazdamundi, maybe. I mean, they are now winning over here. More Temple Guard going in, and we also have a Cold Blood being popped, as well as Shield of the Old Ones, giving a great little boost right there. Oh, we can see it right here. I always love the look of this. It always reminds me of Star Wars in the Phantom Menace. Always looks really good. As we see more dragons going in. There's just like so much air superiority for the High Elves. They have a Forest Dragon here as well. Forest Dragon is getting hit. But I feel like the Lizardmen don't really have a great like benefit at taking out anti-air, unless they've got their Stegodons and maybe their Bastillodons with the solar engines on their back. But they all seem to be on that left flank right now. And the Dragon is currently unloading on the Regeneration Crystal, which has been keeping, you know, some of these guys alive, but just not well enough. And the entire front line does look like it is starting to crumble for the Lizardmen. They still have a strong little push on this right side, but even that is starting to be broken apart. And I think the fact that the High Elves can just keep on shooting these shots off on the Lizardmen, and the Lizardmen infantry just can't break forward. I think, honestly, they need to try and make a big push in this center. Try and send whatever they've got left, break through, because there's not a lot left for the High Elves here. And just try and smash through the center and then silence all of these missiles. Stop them from shooting. I mean, they're definitely going to be winning over on this right flank, surely. The amount of men they have over here, or I guess I should say elves they have over here, should be turning this battle in their favor, at least on this left flank. And they honestly need to break this down so that they can then go and help out their reinforcements in the main engagement. The Dragon Prince is looking absolutely amazing. And we have a Flock of Doom going off. Who's that going off on? I think that went off onto the Lizard Men there. Yeah, the Dragon Princes are just such a beautiful looking unit. As we do have Krokgar fighting in the back right now with his Carnosaur as well. Trying to take these guys down. He should be doing okay at that. But there's just so many. Like, even all these Sea Guard are anti-large as well. Which just give them such a good advantage against someone like the Lizard Men. Temple Guards should break through these Swordmasters just because of the sheer amount of them. But it's going to be hard to do it. And again, I really do enjoy the water in this battle. You know, the water does go up to, you know, their knees. It does look really cool. And especially with all these waterfalls. I mean, just look at that as well. That's pretty spectacular, I'm not going to lie. Does look very cool. Even with like this little Lizardman gate rack right there. It's a very nice map. And if you guys want to see this map and want to play it yourself, I'll make sure to link it in the description. Along with all the mods we use. As we do have another charge with the Dragon Princes coming in. To go ahead and maybe try and push back these Horn ones. I never actually realized how big the Horn ones are. Jesus Christ. It's Jason Bourne. Look how big they are. Compared to the High Elves. They are ferocious. And we also have some more reinforcements. But again, I would be sending all of these guys over here because I imagine the High Elves are winning. I mean, they still have a lot of like skinks here which are trying to take down this Forest Dragon. A lot of the spears though are simply just like bouncing off the thick scales of the Forest Dragon. But it is going down and the morale is breaking. It feels like there just isn't enough infantry on this side to really make a difference, though. I mean, they still obviously have the Stegodons, but they are being surrounded by Phoenix Guard and Sea Guard alike, both being anti-large. And the artillery is just still shooting. Is Master Mundi still alive as well? He is indeed. He's currently dueling it out with a Phoenix. And he does look pretty healthy. I haven't actually managed to catch much of Master Mundi's magic, so I'm not sure whether he's been popping it or not. I imagine he has been. I'm still waiting to see that. So we do have a Forest Dragon just waiting. I imagine the Forest Dragon did use a breath attack down here. And these Treemen are holding him. A Treekin, I mean, that's just such a strong part. You know, like, the Wood Elves don't really have that strong contingent of infantry like the High Elves do. You know, they definitely excel with their archers. But it's their Treemen and their Treekin, which are really like the strong front line, which should support the weaker Spearmen of the Wood Elves. And I think the Wood Elves are a really strong faction, I do. Indeed. Yeah, they have access to a lot of lore of magic. They have these ferocious Treemen and Treekin. As long as the Dryads as well. The Dryads are like a lot in number. And they're not that awful. You know, compared to like their counterparts, I guess you compare them to like Skeleton Warriors. You know, the Dryads are okay. Especially because they're cheap as well. So I think the Wood Elves are definitely going to be great. They also have a good air superiority as well with their dragons. Obviously nowhere near like the factions of like the High Elves, but they still have a really good air superiority with their Hawk Riders. So it does look like the river has been cleansed of the Lizardmen right now. And more of the forces are moving up. They have like a little pocket of resistance right over here. Master Mundi is actually getting his ass kicked. And I imagine that's because all the artillery is now focusing down. Whilst this Phoenix does keep him in place. There's still a little bit of a fight going on here. This is like the only fight. And obviously the left flank as well. Which the Lizardmen are winning. They seem to be keeping the Treekin and these Spearmen at bay. There are even some Way Watchers up here as well. Doesn't look like they are keeping these guys at bay, but I think they're just going to be getting crushed. Is that Krokgar dismounted? I think that is Krokgar dismounted, right? Yeah, it is. You can see his hand right there. So you have one Krokgar dismounted and the other one is mounted all the way over here. So let's go and take a look and see how this fight is going. I mean, they have managed to break through here, but at what cost? They have lost a lot of guys. I mean, they have these skinks left, but I mean, just look at the dead bodies right now. Sinking underneath. This is some like Lord of the Rings shit right here. Underneath the water level. I mean, it definitely does look very cool. The rest of the Dragon Princes are going to be beaten back. But now it's just going to be a matter of time. I feel like this has taken them way too long to get over here. And their forces are just going to end up breaking. Especially when Master Mundi does go down. I mean, he has some really good opportunities to pop like vortex spells, his banishment spells and stuff. But I think he's just obviously already done that. We do see one Stegodon down in the background. More of the Dragon Princes are coming in. And they're going to simply make quick work. Quick work of the Skinks. You can already see the Skinks going flying. The far right flank, the Treeman is still just whipping away with his roots. And the Treekin. And it just doesn't look like the Lizardmen have a real good answer. They honestly need some units of anti-large, I feel. Unless maybe you do use your Carnosaurs and your stuff like that to take out large units. But I feel like the Lizardmen really struggle with anti-large. I guess because in normal Warhammer, the Eye of the Vortex campaign, there's not really a lot of anti-large besides like Hydras and Dragons they really have to deal with. But when you're bringing in Giants, Arachnaroks, Treemen, Treekin, I think the Lizardmen really do struggle to kill a lot of them. I mean, obviously they've got Halberdier infantry in these Temple Guard, but they're just armor piercing. They have a lot of armor piercing, but just not a lot of anti-large. Maybe I'm mistaken. And I guess that's what they need like their solar engines for, but I feel like it's just not enough. The Dragon Princes continue to clean up these Skinks. These Skinks can barely have their head above water level right now. They're being submerged. That's hilarious. The poor Skinks. That's probably why they try and stay all up on these platforms. Mazdamundi is still alive. And he is still going in. I mean, how many kills is he on? Only 165. And you always like to see a bit more than that on Mazdamundi. The dudes are going in here. These Raptors? What are these guys even called? Pterodons? Pterodons, yeah. Right? If I can click it. Yeah, the Pterodons have moved up now, and they are taking out the artillery, but it's just a little bit too late, I think, for it to really matter. As I guess we will be seeing the rest of the infantry being moved around. This is a really cool bridge as well. If only you could traverse it. That would be so cool, sending Lizardmen across this bridge. Yeah, just like they're going to be sending the rest of their forces around here. It's going to take them a while to get over, and I think that the forces of the High Elves have just simply won this battle. They're killing everything like that. Mazdamundi is going to go down any seconds now. Because he is so low right now. How much HP does he have? He only has 1,000 left. That's going to be a couple volleys. We're going to have the rest of... There's only one Lizardman general left over here. The cavalry have been able to break this right flank. I don't even see how this unit's going to come in. And maybe they're going to concede defeat by the time they even get over here. Because I feel like they only have 3 minutes to get over here and die. As it does feel like the High Elves have got this one unlocked with the support of their brethren. I mean, all Mazdamundi needs to have happen is just for him to get slain right now. There's just still so many units roaming the battlefield for this Wood Elf / High Elf team. Mazdamundi is still just running around. We do have some of these... This is artillery crew? Oh, wow! As the ancient Stegodon goes in right there. This is an ancient one, right? No, it's just a normal Stegodon. Yeah, there's like a few crystals left. We also have all this cavalry coming back here, hitting the Temple Guard. I have a few people left. We also have like a Skink Priest right here, but he's being pushed back. And the Dragon Prince is just going to be hammering and anviling this section, I think. And the morale is extremely low on a lot of these units. You can see there, I think they're going to start mass routing. We're just going to see one big mass rout, or we're going to see the concede defeat. I think we might be seeing a concede defeat, if I'm honest. Unfortunately, all these archers have actually run out of ammunition, so they can't hit Mazdamundi. But all they need is like one unit, like these Way Watchers, or these War Dancers with the Asari Spears, would be great to move over there, just to finish off Mazdamundi and kind of do that massive killing blow against the morale. However, they are going to take their kind of spears and march onto the Lizardmen. The Treekin and the Tree Man are just continuing to beat up on these Skinks. I mean, leave the Skinks alone. You can barely move as is. Mazdamundi is looking for some more action. I think he is. There's a few more like kills left in him, but I don't think too many. Rest of the cavalry is making their way around, and I think this is definitely a High Elf victory. Only 30 seconds left. It does look like that these forces are just going to concede defeat. Victory is almost destroyed. Yeah, they literally only have these Skinks, so it's a wise decision instead of making this replay drag on to go ahead and wrap up this battle, especially when Mazdamundi does die. We also have this general dying as well. Obviously, Krokgar's going to get sliced to pieces by the Asari War Dancers. You actually see their morale. Is it going to be like army attrition taking these guys, maybe? Maybe not even a concede. No, it must be a concede defeat, surely. Even though Mazdamundi is going to survive the concede defeat, which is kind of funny. However, it's going to be GG, and the High Elves are going to claim victory in this battle today. Was a close defeat. I mean, even though it was a close victory, I think maybe the replay actually got desynced. I think it would make sense if a replay got desynced. But overall, I think the High Elves, you know, did claim this victory pretty nicely and came out on top. Yeah, we can actually see the replay did get desynced, which was really unfortunate. But I think the actual battle played out very much like it did in the actual engagement. So nothing lost too much. I'm still going to upload this because it was a cool battle getting to see these factions come together and fight one another. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time, and fish out.